So we've all had that feeling. You get a beautiful, brand new 4K TV.
Oh, yeah.
You get it mounted perfectly on the wall, and then you realize your source, the cable box, your console, is all the way across the room.
Right. Or even in a closet in the next room.
Exactly. And you grab a standard HDMI cable, and, well, it's not even close. Or worse, you buy a really long one, and the signal just dies.
It's that classic problem, isn't it? It's the battle between, bandwidth and distance. Copper HDMI is fine for a few feet, but when you try to push a huge 4K signal, physics gets in the way.
And that is exactly where our focus is today. We're doing a deep dive on a piece of hardware that claims to fix this exact headache. It's the Key Digital KD X444LP extender set.
Right.
Our mission is to really unpack how this little box solves that distance versus quality problem. Because, usually you have to pick one or the other.
And this system is all about giving you both. It's not just a cable. It's a transmitter and a receiver. It's designed to take that huge HDMI signal and just push it over standard network cable.
Like the CAT5e or CAT6 that might already be in your wall.
Exactly, which is so much easier to run.
Okay, let's get into the numbers. The big headline feature is the range. We're talking about extending a 4K signal up to 230 feet. That's, what, 70 meters?
70 meters, yeah, with standard CT5e or 6. And it gets even better. If you use CAT6e shielded cable, you can push that same signal up to 328 feet.
100 meters?
100 meters. That's basically the length of a football field for a perfect 4K video signal.
Okay, but that's the thing. Usually when you send video that far, you lose something. The quality drops, right? It gets grainy or the colors get weird.
And that brings us to the 18G part of the name.
18 gigabits. What does that actually mean?
Well, think of it like a highway. 18G is a 6-lane superhighway. Your old cables were maybe a 2-lane road.
And the 4K signal is a big truck.
It's a massive wide-load truck, a full 4K signal at 60 frames per second. It just won't fit on that old road. It crashes. This extender provides the highway it needs.
But I'm looking at the specs and I see visually lossless compression. Now, compression's usually a bad word in high-end video.
It can be, yeah.
Am I actually getting the full 4K signal I paid for?
You're not getting every single raw bit, no. But the algorithm is so smart, it only removes data that your eye literally cannot perceive at that distance. It's like the difference between a raw photo and a really high-quality JPEG.
Visually identical, but one is much smaller and easier to send.
Exactly. It keeps the image looking perfect without totally clogging the pipe.
All right, let's talk installation. I see it has flexible power over CAT or PE. That seems like a really big deal if you don't have a power outlet behind your TV.
It's a lifesaver. It just creates a much, much cleaner setup. You only need one power supply. You can plug it in at the transmitter end, with your...
Or at the receiver end behind the TV.
Right, and the power just travels through the same Ethernet cable. It gets rid of that whole rat's nest of wires. Plus, the connector actually screws in, so it can't be accidentally unplugged.
Okay, so the power is secure. But what about the digital connection? Adding more boxes to an HDMI chain can be a nightmare for those handshake issues.
The dreaded black screen, yeah.
Right.
That's where Key Digital's full buffer technology comes in. Think of it as a digital diplomat. It manages all those invisible handshakes, the EDI, the HDCP, to make sure the source and the TV are always talking to each other smoothly.
So no more signal drops.
Precisely. And it also does something they call TMDS reclocking.
What does that do?
It basically takes the signal, cleans it up, and regenerates it. It removes all the electronic noise, the jitter that causes flickering. So the signal that leaves the transmitter is essentially brand new.
So it's not just passing the signal along, it's actually fixing it first.
Fixing it, yeah.
What about other stuff? Like, does my remote control still work?
Yep, it's a full hub. It has bidirectional IR, so your remote commands travel back to the source. It also handles RS-232 for control systems, huge audio formats like Dolby True HD, and it supports HDR10.
So, to sum it up, we have a small metal box that lets you use cheap, simple Ethernet wire instead of a thick, expensive, long HDMI cable. And it keeps the signal looking brand new the whole way.
It basically solves the core infrastructure problem for modern video.
It really makes you think, if a simple Ethernet cable can now do this, if it can push a perfect 18 gigabit video signal, are we getting to a point where dedicated video cables like HDMI just become obsolete for anything longer than a few feet?
I think we are. In 10 years, our walls might just be filled with generic data cables, and the little box at the end decides if that cable is carrying your TV show, your internet, or even your power. The whole idea of a special video cable might be on its way out.
Something to think about the next time you're trying to figure out where to put that new TV. Thanks for listening.